we first started dating Rachel, he promised me that he said he loved her, that he would take care of her, he would protect her. I didn't know that it would be him that she would need protection from. On May 7th, 1990, I gave birth to a beautiful, perfect 8.5-pound, 21-inch baby girl, a 10 on the APGAR store. She was extremely intelligent. On August 22nd, 2020, in less than 10 seconds, my world changed forever. Chrissy and Kevin came over with a detective and victims advocate, telling me my daughter Rachel was found dead inside her home, and her husband was charged with first-degree murder. I screamed as I did not know what else to do. Chrissy was holding my hand. After everyone left, I have no memory of the rest of that day. The next morning, we were at the funeral home making arrangements for my daughter to be cremated.
Rachel was the baby with the brightest, bluest eyes you've ever seen, with bleach blonde hair and the heart and soul of our family. There is 9 years between Rachel and I, and even more between our older sisters, Vicki and Michelle. So you can imagine the joy of having a baby sister brought to all of us. I remember her first deep belly laugh. She was in her little walker, and we had these little Bugs Bunny Looney Tune toys that we were just knocking off the table. And we did it over and over again, just hearing that belly laugh come from her. It was such a beautiful memory I always have. We used to visit my mother on the weekends before we moved in with her permanently. We couldn't wait to go into her room when she woke from a nap to greet her. The pure joy and excitement on her face was one of my best moments in life. Rachel was this chunky, bald, beautiful little baby with the biggest blue eyes. And when she would see me or my sisters, she would jump out of that crib so fast and put her little arms up so we could hold her. Holidays, birthdays, Christmas, Easter, they were just different when you have a young sister around. It's just magical and much happier. My first job was at McDonald's, and I used to collect all these Happy Meal toys for her. And I would bring them home to her after all my shifts, and I couldn't wait to show her. When Rachel was 7 years old, we lived in Ocean Gate, this cute little beach town. We used to joke that Rachel was the mayor of Ocean Gate because everyone knew her, and I'm not exaggerating. No matter where we would go, somebody would always say hi to her. Me and my mom would look at each other and say, who is that? How does she know all these people? She was loved by everyone. You would see Rachel ride up to the beach on her little bike, so bronzed, with white hair, and she would spend all her summer days playing down there. She loved the beach ever since she was a little girl. Rachel had so much personality, and her soul would just shine so bright that it would be impossible not to have some kind of connection with her. That all changed 5 years ago. 1,872 days ago, that bright light was taken from her. That light that used to shine through her eyes was so violently stolen from her. What hurts the most, it was her husband who took it, her protector, the person you vowed to spend your life with through the good and the bad no matter what, the one person you choose to do life with, to be there for you through it all. The one person she trusted turned on her, manipulated her, and horrifically took her life and destroyed ours. I think about the time, I think about all the time, her very last moments, and what we could have done, what we should have done, and I just can't imagine the fear in her eyes, knowing what was happening to her. Her dog being locked away, he couldn't save her. She was 100 pounds soaking wet. She was tiny like my mom, but she was strong. And I know she fought back like hell to save herself, but couldn't. I can't imagine the pain and disappointment she felt knowing what was happening to her. She knew how it was going to end. After your brain, or after your heart stops, the last 7 minutes, your brain produces gamma waves. And I have a little peace knowing that Rachel's seen the most memorable times of her life, her best memories, her best friends, her family, her true loved ones, and all of her happiest moments. So even though she took her last breath horrified of him, she didn't leave this world thinking about him. She left this world remembering the things that truly mattered in her life. 1,872 days ago, Rachel was supposed to spend the day with me and my family on the boat. Instead, I had a homicide detective show up on my doorstep. I will never forget the words coming out of their mouths, especially the part where that monster was charged with first-degree murder. I said, how, what, why? I had so many emotions. It was such a confusing time for me and my family, not truly understanding what really happened. And at this moment, thinking there's just no way that's possible. That can't be right. I took a phone call from him early on, and we both sobbed and cried, and I felt remorse for him. I spoke with his family often, and I also felt remorse for them as well. It wasn't until a few weeks after I heard how bad the situation really was, when the funeral director says she was one of the worst cases he's ever seen, top 5 in his very long career. Rachel was beaten so badly, he wouldn't even let his employees see her. He chose to do it himself to keep them from being traumatized. That hits a little bit different. When you hear someone talking about your beautiful baby sister like that, it changes things for sure. That changed the way I thought of him and I seen him and his family. They defend him and they fight for him and they pay all this money for him to have a good lawyer so he can get his life back. How is that fair to Rachel? How can you do that to her and that not even matter? It matters that he can walk out of here and not have to serve more time in jail. I feel like his whole family turned their backs on her. I wish we were given details up front. We still don't know the entirety of what happened and what he did to her. We know enough, and I personally don't want to know anymore. I don't think I can handle anymore. What's done is done. I will say this, if given the opportunity, and if I knew what I know now, things that would have been very different early on. Having to tell my children, her niece and nephew, a 6 and 4-year-old, that Aunt Rachel is gone and never coming back. Growing up to see Granny in so much pain and missing Aunt Rachel for every birthday, every holiday, always hearing us talk about it. I can't even imagine the thoughts they have in their heads of what happened to Aunt Rachel. When my daughter was 7, she drew a picture of her Aunt Rachel dead with blood on her and her Uncle Bobby locked in jail. That made me realize how much it's impacted their lives too. 7-year-olds should have that vision in their head. 7-year-olds should have fear that every time she sees a police officer in the neighborhood, they're coming to say someone has died. This has impacted our family in so many ways.
And he just tore my life apart. There's such a hole in it. My daughter knew she was dying, and that killed me. She knew what part of it that he didn't know what he did. Her jaw was at the side of her face. That's what the funeral director said too. And I look at him and he's got a wedding band on. And he's saying he killed my daughter, he's got a wedding band on. Shame on him.
It's been 5 years and I haven't been able to talk to anybody and tell them how sorry I really am and how much remorse I do really have and how a day doesn't go by where I don't think of Rachel. I'm wearing my wedding ring. I carry the pictures with me everywhere. I couldn't miss her any more than I could possibly tell you. I never meant for her not to be around. I never meant for this to happen. Contrary to what everybody thinks, I'm telling you the truth. I'm being honest with you. And if I go back in time and change things, I would, but I can't. And I just gotta keep going forward. That's all I can do, and I'm sorry. And if there was something I could do to change it, I would. I'm sorry, and everybody knows me. They know me. This wouldn't have happened, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that's all I can say, I'm sorry.
Thank you.